I have no idea. I just see little cans of pop.
Yeah, that means people are waiting back. For sure. Doing my COVID press girl. Alexa, stop. Hey, y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and bring y'all from backstage. Hold on 1 second. Bear with me. Hey, Carly. I can't hear you. You're on mute. Oh, shoot. Do I have you on mute? Let me see if I have you on mute.
No, I was on mute.
Okay. I'm like, what's going on? Okay. Oh, let me put my earbuds in. Y'all ready? Everybody ready? You singing?
Gotta sing to keep from crying.
Hell no. I hope not. Okay. You looking at the comments? Why are they not turning on? I want to just start over. How about that?
You say you want to start over?
Yeah, my earbuds not working tonight. I know I'm sick. I hope I ain't got COVID. I know. I've been having a fever for the last 3 days. So let's hope.
A fever? You over there contaminating everybody.
Ain't nobody here. You know, the kids gone already for the summer. So.
Oh, okay.
Good. I've been trying to keep myself going. They want me to take off from work. I'm like, I ain't taking off. I'm a soldier. I'm talking about. My earbuds ain't working. Fuck it. I don't even care. Let's just.
There's nothing you can do about those glitches, honey.
It's nothing. It's nothing I can do about it. It ain't. Hey everybody. So we're gonna go ahead and get the live started. We have a panel of guys that are coming on tonight. We have 4 gentlemen. I'm going to allow them to introduce themselves. So tonight's topic is Ask Away Sis. So ladies are going to be able to ask guys those questions that they've been wanting to ask for forever and a day. I just want to say thank you to the ladies for coming on. I know it's late. And I know you guys, I know how it is when you're trying to get your makeup off and get ready for bed. So I really appreciate you guys for showing up. And we're going to go ahead and get this thing kicked off. So I'm going to start adding the guys in right now, and you guys can do your intros, okay? I believe I messaged everybody and let them. Okay. Hey, Kane. Carlisha, where your folks at?
Hold on. I know Greg said that he was. Greg was unpacking groceries. Hold on, let me message him. But Kane could most definitely introduce himself.
Yeah, go right ahead. I don't think he's on. He's not on mute. So let me do this. There he goes. Hey, hey. I can't hear you. We can't hear you.
You probably sometimes you have to do something with your speaker on the stream.
What sticker? Can you direct him to where it needs to do?
Huh?
Can you direct him to what he needs to do? Because I can't see. I don't know what sticker.
No, sometimes like when you log in and that do like a mic check or something like this. So he just needs to make sure that his right when he logged in, you can see like your mic kind of going up and down so he can like the volume and stuff. It does like a mic check or something like that.
Do you see it? You got it?
I wonder why that's strange. Tell him to he may have to log out and then log back in maybe to see.
Okay, try that, Kane. Try to log out and then log back in and see if that works. I am looking for my other. Do you have your phone up, Carlisha?
Mm-hmm.
Can you turn it? Whatever you have me on Facebook, turn it down. Because I'm echoing.
You can't hear that because I have my earbuds in.
Somebody has it up and they're echoing. I can hear myself on Facebook. Okay. Now, let's see if we can hear you. You're not on mute.
Ask him, does he have earbuds in connected to his laptop?
Are y'all able to
probably now?
Yes,
my earbuds doing the same doggone thing. That's crazy. It's crazy. I'm over it.
right.
I'm over it.
What's going on, ladies? How y'all doing?
We're doing well. How are you?
I'm all right.
Oh, there's
Carly,
Mario. Okay.
Carly making the faces, huh?
She making faces.
She was making faces. I guess. The guy Greg is. She didn't like what he was saying or what have you.
Oh, he listening.
Oh,
listening.
no, that's not. No, it's not even. It's not even him at all.
Oh, okay. I was
Greg
reading
is
the Facebook
on.
question.
He's on. It's not even him. It's the other
I
person.
don't see Greg. I don't see Greg backstage. I see Mario.
He said he on.
Mm-mm. It's not. But while Kane gives his intro, I'm gonna. Why are you sitting right under my chair, girl? I'm gonna make my I'm gonna make a sangria, y'all. About to go down.
You making a sangria? I'm sipping on a Long Island.
Oh, a Long Island. It's about to go down. We're gonna get some real insight.
Long Island over here.
You can give your intro, Kane.
I mean, I don't really have much of an intro. I mean, 42 from New Orleans, single, 3 kids, never been married. I'm affiliated with a company called The Hair Connect. We sell Malaysian, Peruvian, and Brazilian hair.
Where can we find the Hair Connect?
There's 2 locations in New Orleans. There's one in Baton Rouge, and there's one in Missouri City, Texas.
Ooh. Y'all know how much I love hair and wigs. That's gonna be some trouble for me. That's trouble.
There's no trouble.
Does somebody have Facebook up and they don't have it muted? If you have Facebook up and you don't have it muted, I'm gonna be able to hear myself echo. So if you could just either get off Facebook or mute me on Facebook or turn the volume all the way down, that'll work. Perfect.
Let's see.
I hear a terrible echo. Okay, and I think who is D Gray List?
That's Greg.
Okay, I'm gonna add Greg now. Greg, I'm about to add you so you can give your intro real quick.
Well, do you want them to give their? Hey, Gregory.
What's that?
What?
What's going on today? Let me just drink.
I say blame it on the rain. Blame it on the weather. The weather got everything messed up right now.
Everything is messed up. Everything. You can't, if you're talking, Greg, you sound like Mickey Mouse. Wait a minute. I ain't even got one drink in yet. He hopped off. I'm gonna add. I'm trying not to laugh, y'all. But y'all know I get goofy, so just excuse me. So I'm about to add Clint real quick, and Clint can give his introduction real quick. Clint, don't come on here sounding like Mickey Mouse.
What?
Your connection bad.
Me? Mickey Mouse? Come on now. Yeah. Clint George. Depending on where I'm at, some people call me Spider. Or King. Originally from the Caribbean. Moved here about 13 years ago, so I'm technically Texan. My background is as a physicist. That's what I do on a 9 to 5, but I also own my own online business where I pretty much market anything except guns, drugs, and people.
Oh man, we need the gun.
I don't do the guns yet because I ain't trying to have anybody kick in my front door and drag me out by a leg or something.
Well, we need
Can you tell us where we can find your online business?
Sure thing.
Hey, Facebook up? Mute me
hold
or
Hold on.
y'all, my baby, she just can't relax us.
Hold on. Let me copy and paste the link here for y'all.
Hey Amber, while he's doing that, do you want to talk about what are you drinking tonight?
Oh, I made a sangria, y'all. I looked up the recipe and
You did?
yeah, and I made me a little sangria. I didn't put all the little fruit in there. I just did orange, but no, orange is cuter. This is the glass that I got for Mother's Day. So I got a large pour. I didn't fill it up to the mom pour because my kids are gone for the summer, so I didn't need a mom pour today. So I'm good. I'm good on that mom pour. Plus,
No,
I don't
so
want to
I'm just
get.
drinking red. I'm just drinking red wine. Nothing special over here. Just red wine.
Okay. What are you drinking? What are y'all drinking? Okay, so Kane said he was drinking a Long Island.
Yeah, I'm drinking Long Island over here.
And what you drinking, Mr. George?
I'm drinking an excess. I'm drinking an excess dragon fruit. I put myself on an alcohol hold until I can achieve a certain goal that I've set for myself.
Oh no. Okay. Oh, poor thing. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and let
That's not
Greg
bad.
do his.
I don't think it's motivation is what it is because
It's most definitely.
you know I'm missing
Most
because
definitely.
you out here talking about sangria and you know how I feel about sangria and you out here talking about sangria, so now I'm gonna have to achieve this twice as fast as I planned because you ain't gonna be showing off on me with no sangria.
I'm not gonna be showing off on you. Okay. Next time you have to come with
Then
your
you ain't gonna be
drink.
showing off.
Okay. I'm
Of
about
course,
to
but right
add
now I'm slaying
Greg
dragons.
on. Drink that dragon. Hey, Greg, you ready to give your intro? You over there eating? What you eating, Greg?
A salad.
Oh, okay. He didn't came through. What kind of salad?
Okay.
It looks like a Caesar salad.
Yeah, it's a Caesar salad. Chicken and bacon.
It looks good.
It
So
is.
you're not drinking tonight, Greg?
Oh, I am. I just have a little like angry ball.
What's an angry ball?
It's Fireball and Angry Orchard.
Okay.
It tastes
Fireball.
like
Ooh, that's tough.
it tastes like you're sipping on like a small apple pie.
Ugh. Okay. I'll take your word for it.
The chemist is in the house.
Greg, you want to give your intro?
Okay. Hi. My name
Okay,
is
so we're gonna
Greg.
go ahead and do the. We're gonna go. Oh, sorry. I'm so sorry, Greg. I didn't mean to cut you off. You're doing your intro. My bad. My bad.
No,
Yeah.
you can go
I
ahead.
was like, what happened? Go ahead.
I'm Greg. I work with children, autistic children, same as Carlicia. I've been RBT for about 5 years. I have a bachelor's degree in theater, performance, and production, emphasis on writing. On my off time, when I'm not doing that, I work out or I write and direct and be in small movies and plays.
Oh, that's pretty dope. Where can we find you, Greg?
I was actually I was in a thing in Houston called Get Out with a couple people. I've been in a couple Nollywood movies, and I've done some things at the Alley in Houston.
Oh, that's super neat. Next time you gotta let us know when you're out here so we can catch a show.
Definitely. As soon as this
Awesome.
whole like COVID thing gets wrapped up, definitely.
For sure. I think I got the COVID too. I don't want to speak it on myself, but I've been feeling real bad. I've been feeling mighty low. What movie was that? Still Purple. So yeah. Okay, well we can get started. I know we're waiting on one other person, but I don't know if he's showing or not. So we got our panel of men, and so we have our ladies. Some of our ladies are already here, and we're gonna add our first person. I made a list, y'all. You know you're starting to feel a little drunk when your body starts getting
Well,
warm.
we didn't do. we didn't do our quote. We didn't do our little funny quote of the night yet.
Oh, go ahead,
So
Carly.
do you want me to still do that or not?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So the Wednesday night funny quote is, so basically is God text like this. Girl says laying in bed. Guy says, just laying in bed, nothing else. Girl says, I'm eating cereal. Guy says, ha, nice. What would you do if I was in bed next to you? Girl says, eat my cereal. Guy says, LOL. I mean, if the cereal wasn't there, and then the girl says, then I'll just get out of my bed and go get me
Go
some
get some
cereal.
cereal. That's cute.
You know what?
That's cute.
Oh Lord. Her and these damn quotes. I don't know where she finds
No,
them
but
at.
dudes do be texting like that. Y'all know y'all be texting like that. Be like, so
I
what
don't
would you do
text
if I
like
was
that.
there
That
next
sounds
to
like a
you?
trap.
Keep
That
eating my
sounds like a
cereal.
straight up trap. Yeah, it's right. Kay knows that's a trap.
No.
That's a trap.
Yeah.
What are you doing? I'm in bed. Nope. You tired? You had a long day? Not gonna.
But see,
What would you
sometimes
do if I
they say
was
that.
there? No.
Sometimes they say that, Greg, and they be trying to set us up to say that. They want us to say that. That's a thirst trap.
You know what? Don't do us. Don't start. Y'all don't start. Already getting started. It's already getting started.
You did say don't do y'all, right?
Yep.
You know what? I'll drink to that.
All right then. All right. Go ahead on.
By the way,
All
send me that sangria recipe because I want to learn how to make sangria.
I will send it to you. I
Alright,
definitely
so we're gonna
will.
go
Yes,
ahead.
I will share it.
All right. Keep on showing off. That's how it going on. Talk about the sangria. Keep going. Hurt my chest. I'll be back on my sangria before the month's up. Promise you that.
Don't fall into peer pressure, King. Don't fall to get away, get your quote in.
No
We got one
no
more
peer
guy
pressure.
here, Mario.
It's
Mason.
motivation to achieve my goal faster. That's
There
what
you
it
go.
is.
Hey Mario,
Once I
you
hit
made
that
it
goal,
to the party.
What's going on?
You want to go ahead and give your introduction? Mario, you at a party. Wait a minute.
Mario,
You can't depend on.
I said you at a party. Why you didn't invite us?
I'm at the cigar lounge.
You go to Cigar Lounge.
Yeah.
How you gonna do the live at a Cigar Lounge? You hear us?
Yeah, I
I
hear
mean,
y'all.
it's real loud though.
no.
Is it too loud?
What you think, Mario?
I'm sorry, y'all. I'm at cigar lounge.
Just a tad.
You gonna get the intro? Or you gonna smoke your cigar?
I'm Mario. I'm from Dallas.
Oh, man.
Okay, we need your intro, Mario Williams.
What intro y'all need? I'm new to this. I don't know what y'all got going on.
Carlisha, you didn't fill him in?
Mark, no, he got a. No, he is lying. I texted him and told him what his intro needed to be. That is not the truth. You better check your text message.
You didn't tell me that.
Yes, I did. If you want me to I will screenshot this and put everything on blast. If you want to go there.
Yeah, go ahead and screenshot
You
it.
got receipts. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Yeah, screenshot it. Put me on blast.
Father God.
I said at approximately 8:09 p.m. I said also there will be a small intro of your name. If you have a social media that you would want me to follow you on, and if you want to shout out a business or a side hustle. And I said, oh yeah, make sure that you have your drink if you're drinking.
Oh, I got my cigar. I got my drink. My apologies. My
Hey,
apologies.
we can't be doing all that.
You out here,
Go ahead and you can try.
man out here with a cigar. Man is on a different level.
Thank you. Let's see what we're not gonna do is put nobody on blast. Oh no, we're not gonna do that. When I clearly, Amber, matter of fact, let me screenshot this to you and send this to you.
Ooh.
Oh Lord.
So that's what we're not gonna do.
Oh Lord.
Oh Lord.
Carly, you petty?
It's about to go down.
Hey,
Hey.
matter of fact, let's circle and highlight. Let's see what
You're muted.
game.
There you
So
go.
we're gonna go ahead and move forward. the first lady that's ready to give her to ask her question. We're gonna start with Bree. You ready, Bree? Yes, you're ready. Y'all, this is my little sister. She's so sweet. From the Casimiro tribe. Welcome, Bree. Welcome.
Great. Hey guys,
Alright.
I am Brianna Bree. I guess my intro is I am a special education teacher. I also do cakes, cupcakes, cookies. I am single, no kids, and yeah, I'm on here just to give my opinion on some things, or just to ask some questions. So yeah, let's do this.
So what's your dress size?
What am I? What?
What's your dress size? I thought I was full Kevin Samuels. Nobody laughed. That was so funny. Nobody watches Kevin. What's up? Y'all don't watch Kevin Samuels?
Mm-mm.
All right.
He's so disrespectful, but funny at the
I love
same
me
time.
some Kevin.
That
Okay.
dude crazy.
You think he disrespectful?
Some of the stuff how he say it, yeah. But I mean, he be honest, but it just be like, damn.
But see, you gotta
So-
blame it on the females that go ahead and allow him to set them up for it.
That's true
What
too.
he said. What he
And they
said.
call him
Definitely.
say dumb stuff.
That's true too.
There you go.
That's true too.
Yeah, you gotta understand. He picks his audience. He picks who he wants to come on there. So
Right.
he knows the type of women that he gets on. Like not all men that will come on to like somebody else's show is gonna be disrespectful to them, but he picks the women that are gonna be disrespectful, that are gonna have like a lot going on with them, to be a negative trope to like hit on.
Right.
Yeah, to get his views.
Yeah.
He's smart.
He knows.
He know what he doing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm drinking Carolans. Yeah, with some ice cream. So yeah.
What's
Okay,
Carolyn?
Caroline.
I want to know
What's in that?
What's that?
It's- It's like Bailey's. It's like an Irish
Okay.
liqueur. So,
Irish
yeah.
cream.
Yeah, I'm talking.
Yeah.
Okay, boo. What's your question?
All right. I'm sorry, I wrote mine down.
Wait. You wrote it down?
I did. I have to make sure, I
got an
said
essay?
correctly. It's a lot of pressure being a whole lot.
It's about to get heavy now. Damn.
Okay, so my question was, if a
real
guy
quick, Bree,
can truly,
hold on, real quick, Bree. While she's
Okay.
asking her question, can everybody mute your screens? Just put yourselves on mute so we can hear a question. And then you can take yourself off mute when you answer. And we'll answer. Kane, you'll go first. Then we'll let Mr. George go next, and then we'll let Greg go next. All right.
Okay, let me mute it then.
okay,
All right.
so
Over.
my question was, if a guy could truly be vulnerable, how would he want to be treated? Like, so if y'all didn't have this stereotype of like, y'all always got to be hard, or, or even just the thought of how like we view men, as in like they got to be the first one to approach and stuff like that. Like, how would you want to be treated as a whole? Yeah, that's my question.
Okay. You said I was up first, huh? You said I was up
Amber,
first.
is he first? Yeah.
The vulnerability thing has to come from, y'all have to make men feel comfortable enough to be vulnerable. A real man has no problem being vulnerable, but if y'all don't make us feel comfortable, you got to think about if you go a little further and say it, like, if a man cry in front of you, the typical woman, you never see our women, but the typical woman is going to say, man, quit all that with your bitch ass. What you crying for?
Mm-hmm.
So you got to make us feel comfortable enough to be vulnerable.
Mm.
Me, myself, I have no problem with it.
Okay, so like, how would you want to be like taken out on dates? Like, I guess that's more so what I mean. Like, what would you expect from like a relationship? Like, what you want? Would you like to be more vulnerable? Like, would you like for your woman to take you out on dates? Like, would you like her to pay for meals? I'm saying more like that.
I don't have a problem letting you pay for a meal, but I'm a real man, so most of the time I pay. If it's like Father's Day or birthday or maybe you just have made it known that you're taking me out this time. It might be an instance where I get up and say I'm going to the bathroom and you hurry up and pay before I come back. Outside of that, I'm gonna typically pay.
Mhm.
I
Okay.
just don't feel right. And I do the same thing with my daughter. I take her out and I show her how she's supposed to be treated. So therefore, a man can't come along and show her something different and her eyes go to glittering.
Okay. Okay. Let's see, Mr. George.
Yes. When it comes to the vulnerability of men, you have to start off like naturally, men feel like warriors. So the whole world is a battlefield. For in order for us to be vulnerable to you, we have to feel like it's safe to take the armor off. If we don't feel like it's safe to take the armor off, then we're just walking into another battlefield. You're not going to get that vulnerability. Now, once that vulnerability is shown to you, is like my friend here, sorry, forgot your name, that just said, don't belittle us for it. Men cry. That's a thing. The people don't think we do cry, but we don't cry in front of everybody because that's the response you get. Stop being a bitch. Bro, I feel pain too. Why am I not supposed to cry? Now, how we want to be treated, that's a whole thing that just can't be answered because every man will answer that differently. It's like asking, how do women want their sex? That's different based on the woman. A man wants to be treated differently. It all goes back to where our love languages stem. Some men would just want you to tell them how good they are. Some would just want you to just sit on the couch with them, spend quality time. Some would want you to probably take them out on dates. It depends on what their love language is. So you have to know who it is you're trying to treat, and you'll discover how to treat them if you allow them to be vulnerable. They'll show you what their love language is, and then you'll be able to treat them better.
Okay, so when you say like making them comfortable, do you mean like, dang, I don't know how to say this. Like, I guess if a girl isn't bitching as much, y'all feel more comfortable to be yourself. Like, what would make a guy open up to be vulnerable in the first place? Like, what are some things?
I would say it has to start with a place where communication feels free, because so the warrior nature will allow us to test the battlefield first. You don't just run out into the battlefield fighting. So long before you see us cry, we're going to say certain things to see what reaction we get. And if that reaction seems like it's already fighting back, I guarantee you'll never see those tears. You'll never know the dreams, the aspirations, and the depth that's in that man. And he's just going to close up, because when he was, like we'd say, throwing the bait out to see if you would allow him to throw his vulnerability out there, you responded wrong, and it's like shut down. And women know how good men can shut down. And if you shut it down from the moment the communication is a problem, then you'll never see the true vulnerability we have inside of us.
Okay. Okay.
But we want to be vulnerable. Bet your last dollar, every man wants somebody to be vulnerable, because it's hard to fight the world and still not have a place to rest your head.
Okay.
You can't fight 24/7.
That was good.
Anything else?
Nah,
Greg,
I
you're
think
up.
that was a good question. I mean, that's a good answer.
Greg, you're up.
All right, so I'm getting like two mixed things from like what you're asking about vulnerability. Are you asking vulnerability as in just like vulnerability to show emotion, or vulnerability to let someone take the lead? Because I feel like you asked like, what if you're vulnerable? Like, would you like to be taken out on dates? Would you like to be like paid for meal? Like,
yeah, I guess honestly, initially it was just more so like if a guy could say everything that he wants in a relationship, because I feel like it's mostly about women. What would y'all want? Like that was initially it, but you know,
because
yeah,
like all the guys are saying here, like real men are vulnerable. We know that we are vulnerable, but we don't show it sometimes because like that leaves ourselves open to get hit or get like pushed down or get knocked down. But like real men are always vulnerable. Like I'm with my daughter all the time. I'm like tear up, I cry, I hug her, I'm sweet, I do all these things. But like with other women, sometimes showing you vulnerable like that sometimes gets you in a position that you don't want to be in. or getting talked down to or being belittled or anything like that. And you don't want to be belittled by somebody that you're trying to like start a relationship with or start like further grounds with. So in that case, and that aspect of it, I'd say the way to make a man be vulnerable is comfortability. We're all about comfortability, all about being comfortable, being in a comfortable state, being around people that we love, being around like things that we love, being around like happiness. Like once we're comfortable, we can be vulnerable. Now, on the side of being like letting a woman take the lead, that's a little different. Like some guys have like this chivalrous side, and being chivalrous, there's nothing wrong with it. They want to pay for meals, they want to like open the door, first dates and stuff like that. If you want that guy, then you have to like understand that this is the guy that he's gonna be. This is the guy he's gonna be. This is how he's gonna act. This is what's gonna happen. Period. He's gonna open the door for you. He's gonna pay for meals. Like you can offer, and that's nice, but he's gonna decline. And then some guys are gonna be like, yeah, but having her take the lead, if she shows that she's a strong woman, she shows that she's like upfront and forward, and this is the person that she is, and she wants to pay for meals, she wants to, and this what makes her happy, then yeah. But there's gonna be that chivalrous male that's gonna be like, hey, that's fine. You can pay for the meal or whatever, but I'm gonna pay for drinks. You can pay for this, but I'm gonna pay for the next day. You can do this, but I'm gonna do this. Like if you take a step forward, he's gonna take a step right after you to make you know, like, hey, I'm still here. I'm still trying to do things. I'm still trying to be this guy because this is the guy who I am.
Okay.
That's all.
Did you get a clear answer, Bree?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, regardless, I feel like y'all gave me some insight on like, I guess, how guys could be more vulnerable. We just gotta kind of relax and just chill, and hopefully I open up a little more. So yeah.
For sure. Yay. Okay. So our next question is gonna come from Denisha. Denisha, are you ready? You ready, Denisha? Yes, no, I can't see you.
Okay. Can you see me?
I'm like, are you ready? Hey, love bud.
Hello, everybody. Can they hear me?
Yeah, they can hear you.
Oh, okay.
I'll hear you.
Okay. Well, so the introductions first. My name is Nisha. I'm 26. And born and raised in Houston, Texas. I guess my question would be, why do men choose the cheating route instead of communication? That would be my question from you guys' perspective.
Myself. And you're gonna answer first?
Who's first?
Amy?
Yeah.
You can answer the best way that you can. Don't need a definitive
answer. First of all, I never commended, nor do I say cheating is right. But first, most of the time, men cheat. They might be to try to tell you in different ways. They might be to try to tell you verbally. They might be to try to tell you with action. They might be to try to communicate it in a numerous amount of ways. But when they result to cheating, it could be because they're crying out to you for something, or you're lacking in some aspect that you refuse to admit to.
Okay.
It might be as simple as they want head, but you don't want to give it. You always want it from them. They try to talk to you about it different ways, and you never. It might be a position. It might be a number of things. It might be they just want you to hold them one night. They might just want you to tell them it's gonna be all right. They might be having a bad day at work. Anything. The other female might do. You might be giving 80%, but that other female might come along and give 20%, and that 20% might mean a mountain to a man.
But you know that saying.
Yes, but you asked for an answer, so I'm giving you an answer.
Mm-hmm.
Like again, I never say it's right.
Right.
But that 20% to him at that moment might seem like the world.
Right.
It's not to say that it's the world long term, but at that particular moment, that's just what he needed.
Right. Okay.
And for most men, I'm sure Greg and King might, if they've been in a situation where they've cheated, most of the time when you cheating with a woman, unless you gain emotional attachment, as soon as you bust that nut, you looking at her like, man, what did I just do? I don't even want to be here. I'm ready to go.
Right.
They'll come home and hold you tighter than they ever held you before.
Okay. That's fair. The next person.
I guess I'm up next.
Yes.
Again, situations. You have to outline. Not all men are actual good men, quote unquote good men.
Okay.
Case in point, and I was actually just talking about this earlier tonight. There was a friend of mine, and he had a girl, wonderful girl. She's a wonderful girl to him. She treated him very well. Yet he's on the cheating route. He literally had no reason to cheat. He just was being a dog. And I told him, when that girl leaves you, you're going to regret it. And he did the man thing. Psh, dog, she ain't gonna leave me. About a month after that, she left him. And then he did the whole hard thing as like, dog, we rolling. Guess whose inbox he was in a year later?
Hers.
So some men are just bad, they just don't know what they have. So we throw that out the window and we're going to deal with, I guess what you're talking about is men who are probably good. Why would they cheat? Again, knowing your man, you have to know him. And it's like my friend Kane was saying, sometimes he's asking for one thing and he's not getting it. And you're thinking because you're giving, that's fine. If I ask for apples and you give me oranges and you're wondering why I'm not pleased, there's a problem. You think because you're giving me oranges, I should be fine. How do you know I'm not allergic to oranges? So again, you have to learn what it is your man is saying in his love language. And it's a two-way thing. We all have to learn each other's love language. You learn how to listen to him, what he's actually saying, and how he wants to be loved. Because like you said, sometimes it's a thing that happens and he said, you bust that nut and I'm good. I just needed that. Guys hang out in places like bars and stuff like that because they fight the world, and then you come home and you still have to fight. They're looking for a place of peace. And if you find that place of peace and a woman just so happens to be in that place of peace, the chance of cheating goes way up. Because you're looking for peace, a place of rest. But you bust that nut, bam. Oh, I'm back to my there was an artist in the Caribbean that said sometimes men step out, but once we bust that nut, we come to our senses. Now we can come back home because that need, right? Because there's a thing with men, we can actually have sex and have no emotional attachment whatsoever. It's in, out, don't call me again. Don't call me, I'll call you. Lose my number. We can do that because the sex to us is not so I read in a book, the misconception is women are the emotional ones and men are not, when the truth is men are more emotional than women, which is why we guard our feelings heavier and women guard their bodies more than men. Men do all sorts of risky things with their bodies. We don't care. Risk. But we're guarding our emotions because that's where we're going to get hurt. You don't kill a warrior by stabbing him on the field. You kill a warrior by destroying his heart. So we guard our hearts more than women do, which is why we don't speak. We seem like we don't speak much. But any woman who's had a man who's been vulnerable knows everything. They know every single detail about his life from birth to where he is right now. And they know his dreams, aspirations, because he just opens up. And some of them says he talks too much, but you made him comfortable enough to talk. Enjoy it. Chances are he's not going to go anywhere if he gets that comfortable because you've touched his love language. You've touched that place where he doesn't want to leave. But if there are parts of him that's not being touched, you're going to look for it somewhere else. If you're thirsty and there's no water in your house, you're going to go by the neighbor. You're going to go to the store. You're going to go looking for that thing that's missing. So the thing is, you have to reach your significant other in that place that's missing. And the only how you can find out what's missing is by proper communication and listening. Listening is a lost art among us in relationships these days. Everybody wants to talk, no one wants to listen. So if you're not listening, how do you know what the person's problem is? How do you know what to solve if you're not listening to them? And they'll find somebody who'll solve it. And do you say talk about cheating? There's some women out there who are trained at finding out what problem it is that needs to be solved. They'll speak the right language even if it's for 5 minutes.
Thank you for that.
Greg, you ready? You're up.
I'm ready. I'm ready. And I'm probably gonna be like the bad guy in all of this. I agree with some things, but then other things I'm like choppy on. So
There's no bad guys. Give
all right,
your answer.
cool, good. I can be a villain. All right. So what you said is like cheating versus communication. What you have to understand is that when you say cheating versus communication, you mean like going out to do something versus going out and talking it through. I don't believe that men are cheaters of missing something. I think men are opportunistic. So they see the opportunity, they move out, they do these things, and they get in this path to cheat. Now, if a man cheats because he's missing something, then you were never the problem. Like, it was always the fact that he wanted that thing. Like, if I'm like, man, I'm hungry, I want a burger, and you offer me chicken, I'm like, nah, I'm gonna go out and get chicken. The problem that I'm hungry is the problem that I'm hungry for a burger. So it's never you are the problem. It's the problem that, like, I want this, and this is what's offered, and this is what I see, and this is what I'm going to get. Men are more like, has a good woman at home, everything's good, whatever. He goes out at the bar, having a couple of drinks with the guys. All of a sudden, a woman comes talking to him. He's like, oh, my God. Women don't usually talk to me like this. This is what doesn't happen. She's talking to me, chatting me up, hitting fire in my ear, and I'm just like, I'm loving this. I've never had this feeling before. And she's like, hey, you can come back home with me. Never had this happen before. And he's like, I could do this. This is something that I could do. It might not prescribe in his head that he's like, you know what? I'm not going to do this. It's like, I could do this. And he goes out and do it, does it. And yes, after that post-nut clarity happens, he's like, fuck, I fucked up. I love this woman. I messed up. I need to do right. I need to like get back in myself. I need to like work this out. But it's never like, if a guy goes out and does it because he's missing something, then it was never him. It was never you. It was always him. He wanted something else. That's all. Don't blame yourself. Don't think about yourself. Don't ever ask that question like, what did I do? What didn't I give you? Like if it was just at a club, he went out with somebody, it wasn't. It was opportunity came up, he did it. Now if he's opportunistic, it's gonna happen again. It's gonna be a dog's gonna be a dog. That's what's gonna happen.
Okay.
But if he's like, you know what happened to me, I'm trying to talk to you. And if he puts in the work to work things out, that means he knows he fucked up. That means he knows he's trying to, and that's up to you. If you want to work things out, if you want to go through anything, Beyonce took back Jay-Z. Don't think just because you're at a position or whatever that you can't, and also don't think that you have to lower yourself. You can raise yourself up. It's whatever you want to do. But I'm saying that it's never on you. Communication was never the first priority. It was always the thing that he wanted to do. Something happened, it came up. Now you always can like let him know, like, hey, if you go out there tonight, some woman's going on to you, you come home to this, and this is what you can have, and this is what you can get, and put that in his head. Because then that way he can be like out with the boys. A woman comes up to him, says something, says she's gonna do something strange, something nasty to him, but you're like, nah, wifey at home, she gonna do better. She gonna do better. Appreciate you hitting on me. And then y'all can come back and chop it up about how this girl hit on him and how it was funny, but he came home to slap you up.
Right.
But you have to like get to that point with him. That's mine.
So just to clarify, you're saying that if you have a man that is opportunistic, like you said, he regardless of anything, even if you're doing everything correct, so to speak, if there's opportunity that confronts him, most likely he's going to take it.
I'm not saying most likely he's going to take it. I'm saying that if opportunity comes up, he'll take it. If a man goes out to search for it, it's not you.
If he goes and search for it.
Yeah, like if you offer him something, whatever you are, whatever you're doing, whatever you're bringing to the table, and he goes out and searches for something different, then it's not you. It's not him not choosing communication. Yeah, it's not yourself. Now, him not choosing communication to communicate what he's not getting or what he's not wanting, like I think King said it. I think King said it. He was like, oh, he says it, or King, somebody said it, right? He's saying it, but you probably didn't hear him. Because we're not gonna like be that up front to be like, yo, girl, you know, I really, really want anal. And then get shot down. And then be like, well, this girl's offering it. Let me go ahead and sing over here. No, it's
Right.
it's more like he said it. He'll say like, hey, babe, I want to do this more. I want to do that more. He'll say it. If he doesn't get shot down, the communication's happening. There's no reason for him to search. If he's always getting his needs met, is something always going to happen. Like I said, before he goes out to the bar or club, if you have that talk with him saying, hey, babe, you come home, you getting this, I guarantee he's going to look at whoever's hitting on him, whoever's talking to him. He's like, hey, I got better at home.
Right.
I got better options.
Yeah, because I noticed that a lot of men feel that reason alone is justified if he's not getting what he is desiring.
Then leave.
Then that's good of enough justification that he can cheat and get it from somewhere else, because his defense would typically is, well, I wasn't getting it from you, so I was okay for me to do that with another one.
Well, let me be clear on this. That's not a good justification for anybody, man or woman, to cheat at all.
Absolutely.
Like, if you're not getting something, then go get it and leave.
Right. Thank you.
Welcome.
Ooh, I had a lot to say. I'm going to let the men talk. Okay. So I'm going to add the next lady. Did you get your question answered, Denise? I'm sorry.
I did. I actually had one more question, but I'll wait though. Go ahead.
Okay, coolio. So we're going to add the next lady, who is Kiasha. Kiasha, you ready? If you're not, you next.
It's because my mic was muted.
Okay.
Hello.
Where did you go? Oh, there you go. Let me move
Can
you
y'all see
over.
me? Oh, there you go. Okay. Excuse the
Hey,
mess.
hey.
I have my business around here. Hello, my name's Kiasha. I'm 37 years old. I'm from Denton, Texas. I do have a cup business called Kilo Cold Creations, and it's just a new business, having fun with that. I work at Texas Children's Health Plan in the complaints department. Let's see what else. I have my associates in art and my bachelor's in business. I'm not single, so listening to this is pretty awesome. And I'm actually divorced, so my viewpoints are kind of both, because I had to look at it both ways. So, but anyway, I am drinking liquid marijuana since we're drinking it. I don't know what's in it, but it's amazing. My question is, guys, why do some guys get scared when they meet a successful woman? It's like they shut down, or they're like really competitive, or they want to shut the woman down. I kind of think I got my answer with all the other questions, but I want to hear you. Do I mute my mic? I can't hear.
Kane.
Kane is up first.
I don't know what real men you are meeting that are intimidated, because any real man welcomes success. So I don't know what men are you meeting that would be intimidated. If they are, they're lacking something somewhere. They're not where they want to be. They're intimidated. They haven't had a strong woman in their life. You seem too inferior to them. It could be a number. It could be a number of things. But any real man is going to welcome it, because for myself, if I'm on a certain plateau and you're not there, I'm about to reach my hand down and try to pull you up there. And if you get to that level and then you step up higher than me, the expectation would be that you reach your hand down and pull me up, and we just keep going higher and higher.
Okay.
What man is intimidated? He not a man. That's a boy. He's singing Candy Girl. We over here trying to say, can you stand the rain? I'm just telling you, I don't know.
Dancing in the rain and whatnot.
Yeah, all that.
grabbing
Go
it.
ahead, King, on you.
All right. After Cain spoke there, it's time to collect an offering. That was church right there. That was church. So we know I have a Caribbean background, so I'll bring in a term that we use back home. They say that's not a man, that's a manikou. Now, a manikou is an animal. It's closely related to the possum. So it's a big rat. It is scared of light, so it freezes. It pisses on itself as a measure of defense. And in the dark, it can disappear really quick. So any man who meets a successful woman and wants to tear her down is not really a man. That's a rodent. He has a self-image problem. The problem with having a low self-image but being born a natural warrior is, since I can't figure out how to match up to it, I should tear it down. But like he said, a real man welcomes success, because if the woman is okay, so let's I'm assuming that the woman is more successful than him at this time. A real man is going to say, okay, so there are levels I can attain, up the game to match. And while upping the game, he's still pushing her forward, because knowing the further ahead he goes, the higher his level is going to be. That's when he has a proper self-image. But without a proper self-image, he's going to try to tear her down. Because how could she be doing better than me? I'm the warrior. I'm the winner. I'm the breadwinner. I'm the champion. No, bro, you're not the champion. If you can't match up, you're not the champion. You're weak. I'm trying to be as politically correct as possible, because these days my political correctness has gone out the door. But he's weak. And I'm sorry, but the generations that we're raising these days, the standards that we're allowing, weak, not men. And I promise you, I don't know if you can see it hanging on the wall behind me, those are swords. I have daughters. No manikou is showing up to date my daughter, because I'm going to have successful daughters. They will be knowing how to run money. You're not going to pull up to my girl in the club, my daughters in the club, and say, I'm buying you a drink. She'll tell the bartender, give him what's on the top shelf. This is my bar, sir. Match up. These are the ways that we're killing our generational wealth by lowering the standards in men. Because if the warriors aren't willing to go out to fight, now we're taking the caretakers and sending them out to fight. So now we have unprepared homes and nobody to cover new ground. Why are we tearing down successful women? A successful woman in your family means you can be far more successful than you currently are. Rise up, man up. You look at what a successful woman with a man with a good self-image is. We just made reference to him, and yes, he did his cheating thing, but Jay-Z and Beyonce. Successful woman, man with a good self-image. Aren't they continually to pull forward? They're covering new ground, doing more, billion, boom. They mess up, they fix it, boom, and they're going. Proper self-image, successful woman. It's only forward. But if you keep encountering these men with no self-image, enjoy that hard life, because they'll always try to tear you down.
Thank you. I like that. Both answers were great.
Now
My
I
man
do
doesn't do
everything.
that now, but that was my ex-husband. So I would always think to myself, like, he was a cheater. So I would always think to myself, like, what did I do? What did I do? And then it, like, as soon as I left, it was heaven. But I had to not only look at him, and it's so crazy that you guys are saying that, because I probably spooked him the hell out. He was just kind of like, I said, you know what? I'm glad that you showed me that, because you showed me that you wanted someone to take care of you as if you were a child. And I accept that. And now I know that I'm not the one for you. I said, apparently you want someone to take care of you. I'm not the one. So I just want you to know that I am a good woman. And whenever you do have your wife that is for you, then you'll know how to treat her. I said, because from today before, no, but today after, yeah. So once I did that, it was like, oh, that's good. But like now it's kind of hindering. I'm so sorry, I did not let you answer your question, but I just wanted to kind of, but right now it's kind of hindering the relationship that I have now, because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have started this business. He does pull me up, but like, it's like I'm like putting my guard up, and I'm kind of sure, like, we're working at it. Carlisha, the girls know, but you know, it's just kind of like we're working at it. We're both pulling each other up, and right now, like, we're even looking at houses and like, how can we make that into an Airbnb? Or I can get a house, you can get a house, and then we can make one Airbnb, pay for the other one. Like, we're talking stocks, we're talking my business. He sells cars, so it's great, but it's just like I'm still in that, like, I know what I'm not gonna do. So I don't know. Like, I know it makes him uncomfortable. So as y'all were saying, if he's not comfortable, then he's probably gonna act out. But I don't want to be just like a rug either, and being like, I want to do whatever to make you happy, but I'm gonna run myself down trying to be these different people to make you happy. I'll meet myself.
Greg, you ready? So I received a comment from a guy that said you guys are telling ladies what they want to hear. So Greg, with your next response, please don't tell us anything that we want to hear. Please give us the truth.
Oh,
please
okay.
don't.
All right. Well, good. I'm going to be the bad guy. All right. So I'm going to go from this on a different perspective, because we were already hearing that, like, you know, of course, that's not a real man, and that's not a real, that's the rodent that pisses on himself, which is, I knew what that thing is, and that's just, that's a fucking foul thing to call somebody. But I'm going to say this, going from the other end, because I always like to gear it to look at both points of view. Look within yourself, okay? I meet a lot of successful women. I meet a lot of successful women that are like, they're on the shit, they got their game ready, they got like careers, they got their houses, they got their cars, they're rolling up, they're ready to go. But they come into situation being extra aggressive and extra like, I got my shit, you got your shit, I got my shit, you got your shit, you got your shit, I'm gone. And even during the whole conversation of being like just talking, it's pushing a man down. And get it. Most men don't want to be taken care of. Most men don't want to be baby, don't want like to get handouts, none of that shit. But we do want to be treated like we're equals. Like, we come into this thing, we're together. If we're in a den fighting a lion, it's me and you. It ain't you by yourself and we're gonna take turns. No, we fighting together. But like, if you're successful and you got everything that you equipped with, and you see somebody that you like and he might not have as much, but he's still trying, if you belittle him and you put him down, then of course he's going to feel inferior. Of course he's not going to want to be there. Of course he's going to like fight against that. And that's hard sometimes, especially for a man to, like, as we said, being vulnerable. That's the state of being vulnerable. That's the state of like trying to, like, you don't make as much as her, you don't do as much as her, but you still want to be with her. And hopefully she wants to see herself with you. And to take that route and still do it, that's tough. And you got to understand, like, you got to humble yourself and listen to what he's saying and listen to what he's doing. Because not all the time, he's not always trying to pull you down. He's not always trying to, like, hit you up. Sometimes he's trying to, like, have you hear that, man, this is tough. I'm trying to get with you. You're doing all these things. You're hitting all these goals. You're aspiring. You're this queen. I want to be there on the throne with you, but I'm, like, climbing these steps. And I need you to understand that I'm climbing these steps and I'm going to get there. But you got to, like, wait for me. You got to, like, see that I'm climbing. If you're like, nah, I can't wait for you, peace. That's what we get. That's what we hear. And that's what men are afraid of sometimes. And that's what you get, the lashing out of being like, oh, it's successful, I don't want it. Because most of the generation of women, they think it's strength to show fierceness, to show ferocity. And it's not. It's strength to be able to humble yourself, to be able to bring yourself down and then pop yourself right back up easily. And that's why I'm saying, like, you might think it's like men being like trying to push you down, crush your dreams or anything like that. No, sometimes it's just us being like on our guard because we've experienced women like this. They're like already successful, already have this shit. And like, hey, if you ain't rolling up in a Benz, fuck it. I'll say right now, I have a truck and I have a Corolla. I have 2 cars. I have a truck that's nice that I drive around for me. Gas guzzler. It's for me. and I have a Corolla 2008 that's for work, and I drive it around. If you see me in the Corolla, you'd be like, nah, forget that guy. Forget that guy. But if you see me in the truck, you're like, maybe I got something for you. But you won't know that until you know me. And most women see what they see, and that's what they have, and that's what they want. If you ain't got it, peace. So that's the thing that you kind of hear with like the inferiority complex. It's not inferior. It's just we already dealt with it. We already know that this is what she wants. This is what she's going. She don't want me, and she gonna do something that's gonna hit my ego, and I don't want that today. Let me peace out. Let me get out of this shit.
I think that's how I'm thinking though, and that's hindering my relationship.
Well, if you already got a good man, just humble yourself a little bit. Understand where he's coming from. Understand what you're trying to get to. Because if you guys are together, like I said again, you're in the lion's den fighting a lion together. We ain't tagging out. No. You got the spear, I got the shield. We're going together. That's how you have to fight. The very second you're like, nah, I got this by myself. Peace out. You're no longer a team. You're no longer together. And that's how, and I get it. In today's society, some women have to be like, you know what? I got this shit by myself. But sometimes a man wants to come along and be like, hey, I got this with you. I'm with you. I'm with you. And she's like, nah, I got this by myself.
But somebody could sit there and say, I'm with you, and then, but their actions are saying, fuck you, fuck you. I'm sorry. We're not supposed to cuss her.
I've already cursed.
You're fine. You're fine.
Okay. Yeah.
But I'm saying
that
like,
is what their actions say.
Yep. Their actions say it up.
Yeah.
If you humble yourself and you see them like showing the actions speak louder than words will ever echo.
Yeah.
So if you see them acting that way, like if you're like, I'm for you, and you're showing that you're for him, and you're showing that you're helping him, and you're showing that you're being there, like, what is it? Whitney Houston waiting to exhale when like freaking not Whitney Houston. Who was it waiting to exhale? Fixed the guy's teeth, did all this other stuff, and he went out. She was for him. So she was for him the whole time.
That was Angela Bassett.
Angela Bassett, thank you. Why did I know that? Oh, I love it too.
I always remember that scene. I'm always ready to burn up somebody's car. So.
Oh yeah.
You're right. So, but I'm saying like you show that you're for him, and he shows that he's not for you. Then yeah, peace out. And you can put it out to him like, hey, I did this, I did this, I did this. What are you? And if he doesn't see that he's not doing anything, you can leave. Never be afraid to leave. Never be afraid to like cut your ties. Like women say all the time, I don't want to waste my time. Don't waste your time. Y'all live longer anyway. So, I'm good.
Tis is true. Thank you.
Did you get an answer to your question?
I did, and a lot more. I greatly appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Awesome sauce. Awesome. All right. Our next guest is Anicia. You ready? Ready or not? Here you come. Let me see. Oh, Lord, the video went out.
Alrighty. Yay, I finally get to get on here. Cool. Okay, so I'm Anicia. I'm 34 years old. I'm from Houston. Yeah, so let's get on with the question. So what does it mean when a man just shows inconsistency?
You said a man shows you inconsistency continuously.
Man, a boy, a stepdaddy, all the above.
Maybe they're not technically showing you inconsistency. Maybe you're trying to hype them up to be something that they're really not.
You know what? That is true.
Maybe you band-aiding the situation. You looking at them and you trying to find the good in them, and they might not be ready to be that. You calling them a man, they still a boy. They're not there yet. So maybe he's not showing you inconsistency. Maybe he's showing you exactly who he is. You just got your Ray-Bans on, and you Stevie Wonder. You trying to feel his wrist. You already know he fat.
I can agree with that.
Oh, geez. This is good stuff, man. This is good stuff. Ah, so the inconsistency thing, is this inconsistency from the beginning? Is this inconsistency that showed up halfway through? Is this how is this inconsistent? What a kind of inconsistency are you talking about?
Let me just give you an example. Okay,
Oh
you meet
Lord.
a guy or you meet a woman.
Mhm.
Y'all hanging, conversation, y'all vibing, everything is going great. Then 2 weeks in, everything is just like, oh my gosh, butterflies, blah blah blah. But then he goes this,
Mhm.
where you go, poof, you're gone, like Casper. But then you back later. Hello, how you doing? I'm back. So what does that mean? Inconsistency.
First, there was never consistency there to begin with, because anybody can be anybody for 2 weeks. Anybody can be anybody else for 2 weeks. It's only time that proves consistency. So that person was never consistent. And like Kane said, you probably was putting a 10 on a 5. You expected so much because of what was there, what seemed to be in the beginning, because the billboard had a wonderful ad. Buy this car now and it will drive for 100 years. 20 days later, all the tires are off. Because the billboard can say anything as long as it gets the sale. Hey,
Not to cut you off, King, but like
yeah.
you just said, you could take a bum and put designer clothes on them.
Mm-hmm.
When you see that bum with them designer clothes, you don't know who that is. But if you take them clothes back off them, they still a bum.
Exactly. That, bruh. It's a sad thing that well, I guess everybody does it. Most people never really show who they really are ever in the first couple weeks of meeting anyone, because everybody's guarded. Everybody is trying to feel this thing out. And depending on what your mission is, on how long term that mission is, you can be Michael Jordan for 2 weeks just to get to where you're going. Depends on how long the game they were playing. Are they playing for the long haul or playing for the short game? There's a question you have to figure out. Is the person you're talking to playing for the long game or the short game? If they're playing for the short game, then expect inconsistency. Goal accomplished, there's no need to be this person anymore. But if they're playing for the long game, then you'll see consistency. You'll start seeing who they really are, because the real person is going to show up. I'm playing for the long game. Consistency can only be told over time. And hence, that's how we build trust. Trust is consistency and competence tested over time. You can't tell how consistent someone is in 2 weeks. Shoot, I've campaigned to run organizations, and I guarantee you, I was that shaking hands, baby kissing. I was everybody. I got in there and I realized what the constitution of the organization was, and it allowed me dictatorship. I did not care what your opinion was once I got elected, but for that campaign trail, I'm baby kisser, bruh. I just needed to get elected, and once I got in, I know I had dictatorship. I don't care what you think. You can't throw me out. I'm the dictator till the next term of elections or whatever it is. And it's the same thing. You can't test consistency over time. What is it? What are the conditions for this upfront consistency? If my aim, I'm using me because I don't want to put anybody under the bus. If my aim is to get a nut off of you and I met you tonight, I will be whatever it is I need to be to get that nut. Once I get that nut, my question to me is, do I want to continue getting this nut or am I good? Once a goal is accomplished, then a new goal has to be set. Am I going to reset a new target along these lines or am I going elsewhere? And that's how you figure out what consistency. You have to figure out what someone's game is. Figure out, are they playing the short game or the long game? And sometimes I think we're scared to ask certain questions because we think it's going to drive somebody. Better you drive them away to figure out that's not what you're looking for. Better you chase them away. because you don't want to be in a thing thinking someone's consistent, and then 3 weeks in, it's a whole they don't turn into a vampire or a werewolf. The human side just left. Who needs that?
Even a little deeper, King. Maybe he was giving
Hmm?
you truth. Maybe you were trying to see it your own way.
Hmm. And that's the thing. And I think and that's the thing. I've been talking about how men are like warriors. Women are natural nurturers. Y'all see the good and the possibility of what's going on. And a lot of times, even though you hear it many times, you fall into the trap that maybe I can change him. No one can change anyone. People have to want to change themselves. And if they're showing no signs of changing themselves, don't try to change them. It's not going to happen. You can grab the alcohol bottle out of an alcoholic's hand. He's just going to cross the street and pick up another one. Until he's ready to change his ways, he's not going to change. You can't change him no matter how much good you see in him. You can see all the potential. You can see he can rule half the country. But if all he sees himself as is sitting on the corner, there's nothing you can do about it. You can't change someone who doesn't want to be changed.
Clint, you on my roll. I swear. I swear you telling the truth right now. I swear.
Now, I know I've had days when I was not smart. I still ain't smart. I'm just getting there. And I've had women think they could change the party animal that was Clint. Ah! I'll throw the party right next to your house if you think you stop me from partying. Right next to your house, I'm throwing the party. You can't change someone that doesn't want to change. Until I came to the point where I was like, this party life is worthless. That's when I changed.
I agree with everything that was said. Like I can't. I'll just say it. I'll just give, I guess, my little perspective on it. Yes, consistency has to be challenged over time. It's showing up front. It's showing at the front, but also can be lost. Like when I studied, most of my life I've like done theater, so I've like known like theater teaches some lessons. Shakespeare said, "All the world's a stage, and we're all players." Right? The thing they teach us in theater is that we're all characters. You see a character on stage, Tyler Perry play, whatever you see, that character has a goal. Once they reach that on stage, they have a goal, they have a need, they have a want, they have something they're trying to get. You always see them, they're trying to get, Rodney's trying to get with this girl, he's trying to get money from this, all the goals, right? The consistency happens is the character is shown when they get that goal. When they get the thing they want, when they get the person they want, when they get to be with the person they want, that's the person that you see. That's the real character. So that's the real consistency of it. If they're trying to get you and they're trying to be with you, they're trying to be around you. The very second they get you and they get to be around you, what do they show? That's the real character. That's the consistency. That's the thing you're going to see. If the next day he gets you, calls you every day, talks to you, tries to be with you again, tries to hang out with you, that's the person. That's it. That's the character. It gets you, don't call you again, doesn't say anything to you. That's the character. That's what he is. No need to be like, good morning, queen text. Fucking ignore that shit. You already shown he gonna ignore you again. 2 more weeks don't happen and nothing. His well done dried up and he came back to you because he thought you were an easy get. That's the character.
Tell them the truth.
Love all the answers. That was great. Hope it helps someone in this situationship. But thank y'all for the advice.
I want to let you know you said this situationship, letting us know that you were in that situationship.
No.
Don't let me read the language. Don't let me read the language.
People ask questions from the lens that they're looking at life currently from.
Yes.
End of story. You cannot ask a question from lens that you haven't seen.
Let your experience be someone else's.
Either you've experienced it, currently experience it, or watching somebody experience it. You have to have the lens on somehow.
I have the lens, but past tense. No. Thank y'all.
I hope it helped.
All right, y'all. So we are coming up to the end of the live, and Carlisha and I had questions as well. I think Carlisha's having some tech issues. I guess my question, I made a post the other day, and my question is kind of the same as Kiasha's, or kind of runs kind of the same as Kiasha's question or whatever. So I made a post the other day about a man being able to keep up with my grind and my hustle, and also consistency. But let's start with the grind and hustle first. So I had a guy who commented on the post, and he kind of was like, well, you're in competition with a man, and it doesn't seem like you need a man. Like, it was just all these little, little rude little comments or whatever. So I want to know personally, what's wrong with having drive? I'm sorry, y'all sound like a whole dude out here because I'm sick. What is so wrong with a woman having goals and wanting to accomplish them? And why is it that sometimes I feel like men get intimidated by the fact that a woman has goals that she wants to accomplish, and it has absolutely nothing to do with him. She's whole already. She's good where she is. She's wanting him to be good where he is. You guys come together and then you do awesome things. Why is it that that's taken the wrong way when it's a quote unquote black woman? Let me put color in the mix, because I feel like it's only when it's a black woman that it's an issue. Because if there is a dynamic where it's a interracial relationship where a white woman is making money or her family has money, and the guy's all for it. He's like, yeah, I got old Becky over here. Becky got this, she doing this, she doing that. But then when it's a black woman, it's perceived as masculine, or it's too much, or you're in competition with the man. Well, that's not true. You just are trying to accomplish your goals. You have your own life. This person has their own life, and you guys are coming together to create this oneness. So I just want to kind of know, like, your take on why I received the backlash for the comments that I made or the post that I made.
Sometimes our black women receive that because they brag a certain type of way. They boast a certain type of way. Like you just said about, you brought the race thing into the equation, right? So you think about, you got people like Bill Gates. They got all his money, but yet he walk around with some Walmart shoes and some no-name jeans and shirts. Whereas when you get a black dude, the typical black dude that got money, he's walking around with designer everything. He's showing you he got money. He got to drive this type of car and everything. So sometimes with our black women, they brag different. Nothing's wrong with you doing how you do whatever, because a real man gonna embrace that. He gonna use it as motivation, and he gonna step his own game up. Any real man. Now, if he's not a real man, then he gonna look at it as intimidation. He gonna take it. He gonna try to belittle you. He gonna try to bring you down because he wants you to be beneath him.
Okay, I feel that. Clint.
I'm looking for my collection plate. I'm about to make money
Wait,
off of
first,
this.
before Clint goes, I just want everybody to know I don't brag. I'm not like that. I will wear Walmart, whatever. If it's cute, I'll wear it. I just felt like that day, I need somebody. I'm looking, not that I'm looking, but I want someone to come into my life that's not going to slow me down, but I can keep up. And they're okay with having their own life, just like I'm okay with having my own life. You know what I'm saying? So that was the reason why I made that comment. It wasn't to be boastful or to brag about what I'm doing in my life. It's just to say, hey, I want something better for my life and for my children. And I just want somebody else to come in and be able to do the same, So
listen, you could be a CEO of a Fortune 500 company, and your man can be a janitor at McDonald's, but he get his ass up and go to work every day faithfully. Now, one time do he cry about it or nothing, and you support him. You know why? He getting up and he going to work. But if you got a man that's just laying there and he like, man, I gotta go to this job. I don't want to go to this job. I can't get a job like you. Well, why the fuck you not getting your ass up striving to go get a job like her? You start out as a janitor. Why you not working to be a GM? Why you not trying to be a district manager? You can go back to Coming to America. You start out on lettuce and then you cutting tomatoes. Come on now. You gotta make it make sense.
Praise Jesus. Rose, you don't need to explain why you put your post up there. Yeah, that it needs no explanation. You're looking for what you're looking for, and obviously, said dude X is offended that you're not looking at him. The problem with people who grind and are going for success is that you show how weak the people who are not on a grind are, and you're showing them you could be great, but you're too lazy to be great. And when faced with that reality, they lack the self-image to build, so they tear down who's actually trying to build themselves. Because instead of trying to climb their own ladder, they try to cut everybody else's ladder. End of story. Back to self-image. Back to self-image. If you say what you're looking for and boss dude X doesn't fit the grade, shut up and go find somebody who's looking for you. There's no need to comment on that. Why are you commenting? Sure, let me continue on. Yes, find somebody to match your grind, because the worst thing ever is to think you're in a good relationship and one person is not trying to match that grind. That means now you're carrying an anchor, and so now your climb is twice as hard. Because there's this person that wants to stay down and you want to go up. And if you're actually on a grind, you already know how hard the up is. Why are you adding weight to your ankle?
It's extremely hard. It's extremely hard.
Okay. I have big ambitions and I'm single. I met this girl. I talked to her. I was like, girl looks good. Okay, let's see how this goes. Where do you work? I don't work. How do you make money? Brother provides for me. When do you plan to work? I don't know. Now you wonder why I'm not answering the call when it comes. Because I have big ambitions. You're mooching. So when I get where I'm going, guess what's going to happen? Mooch. I don't need a mooch. I need somebody who's going to double my grind. I need somebody who, when I feel lazy, they look at me and say, "So you ain't grinding today?" Well, I guess one of us has to be the man. And they pick up and go grind. And I'm laying there like, you ain't gonna outman me on this grind. Not today. Make me get up and go, because you out there. But if one day I feel lazy, you lazy, that one day turns to two, that two turns to three, 4 week, month, the grind ends. It's a compliment thing. Yes, of course I'm looking for somebody to match my grind too. If one of the greatest turn-ons for me is if I talk to a girl and I find out she's actually more successful than me. Now I need to say, okay, my grind needs to go. That's how I look at things. I said I'm on an alcohol sabbatical until I achieve a certain goal. You pull out sangria. You know sangria is my thing. Now you know what you did? I cut my goal time in half. Automatically, I said I need to achieve my goal faster, because you ain't coming here every week and drink sangria in front of me because I didn't achieve my goal. I want to drink my sangria. And you ain't gonna front sangria in front of me when all I need to do is achieve a goal. And it's the same basis. Find people that match your grind. But you see, the problem now is we like to find one area of comfort and think that's how the relationship should work. Sex is great. We're together. Really?
Hell no. You gotta bring more than dick.
That ain't gonna work.
That ain't enough.
Because as good as whatever it is, somebody can do it better. As good as whatever it is, somebody can do it better. Somebody can give better head. Somebody can give better pussy. Somebody can give better hand. Somebody can do it better. So if you started off on good sex, but there's nothing else, I guarantee you cheating is going to happen eventually. It's going to happen eventually. Because you based it off of what? It appalls me these days. It literally appalls me that when I talk to some women and I say, let's go out and have lunch or dinner, it's like, you're weird. So you prefer somebody not try to get to know you, and then you wonder why you get what you get. I'm trying to figure out if our grinds match. If it's one thing I'm assured in this population of 7 billion people on the world, 3.5 billion are women, there are 3.5 billion vaginas. So vaginas are not in shortage. What I'm looking for is somebody to grind with. The vagina is going to be there. We could teach sex skills. I can't teach you a grind if you have no ambition, though. I can't teach you that. And I need somebody who's complementing my climb. When I go up one level, they go up a level. Say, warrior. You ain't coming up here on this level. I need to try to step ahead. If you're ahead of me, I'm gonna catch you. Bet your last dollar I'm gonna catch you. Even if it's on my deathbed, I'm gonna catch you. But that's progression. Everybody moving forward. You find because when someone matches your grind, the word grind comes from gears, and gears interlock and help each other continue moving. So if the grind is not matching, the clock stops functioning. Your grind is supposed to help the other person grind, and your grind is supposed to help them grind, and it's supposed to be a continual working thing throughout life. So you don't explain yourself to somebody like, oh, you don't need man. If you want a man, you get a man. You get the man that grinds like you. It'll avoid a lot of frustration. I tried this thing by taking somebody who didn't match my grind, and you know what? They looked at me and said, the light in your eyes since we met has died. Think about that.
Get it together. Greg, you're up. You ready?
I mean, what can I really say? Shit, that like grind
Summed
comes
it
for
up.
years. The clock don't work. That shit was deep. That hit hard. I was like, shit, hold up. Well, let me write that down and take credit for it. So, but no, like I said, I like to go from both points of view. So always think of like, okay, your point of view, their point of view. And in your point of view, yeah, you should never have to belittle yourself to like be with someone else. Like you should never have to do that. And from their point of view, if they saw something that you were doing that was too braggadocious or anything like that, then that was something in them that they maybe need to discuss, that they maybe need to like think about the interactions they've had that made them come to this kind of conclusion. So no, never belittle yourself to be with someone else. Be the person you are, and the person that will want to be with you will see that person and want to be with that person. Because you belittle yourself, then the very second someone sees that belittlement, that person that you belittle, and you grow, and you've grown too fast, too forward, too much, they're going to be like, shit, you just sprouted up and I wasn't ready. Nah, bitch, I was this person the whole time. I was just trying to stay down here for you. Like, and I get it. Like women, they're successful women. There are a lot of successful women. There are a lot of successful men. It's just a matter of how you treat yourself and how you treat others. But then also be able to be humble. Like you said, wear Walmart, wear whatever, just whatever looks nice, whatever do you, but know where you're going. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. They need to look at themselves. You posted something. It was your insight. It was how you felt. They commented. They left themselves open for their own insecurities. That's what happened. That was short. That's all I got.
Thank you. I'm going to ask Carlicia's question because she's having tech issues. And so I did have another question about erectile dysfunction, but I won't ask it right now. I'll go ahead and move on to the next question, which is...
No, do the question. I got the cure for that. I got a shop, bro. I got a business. Come on, somebody's about to help me make money. Ask your question.
Let Carlicia's question go first.
So last week, right, on our last week's live, I talked about it being a pet peeve of mine because it was Wild Wednesday, so we just like ran it. And so it was a pet peeve of mine to deal with a man that has erectile dysfunction and he blames it on all this stuff. And I'm like, I don't want to do the gummy worm thing. So my thing is like, why don't guys straight up tell you like, yo, sometimes I have the gummy worm effect going on. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, just tell me, you know, but don't be having me trying to think it's me, I'm fucked up or something wrong with me. And you want me to stretch Armstrong you and pull on it until you get to where you need to be when you could just be honest from the jump and tell me like it don't work. Like it don't work. Like
Why wasn't I invited to this
it don't
conversation?
get it don't do it. Like I didn't get that. So I was gonna ask that question, but I'm not gonna go there. I mean, maybe it's your diet, maybe you drank too much. I mean, maybe you got low blood pressure, high blood pressure. I don't know. The gummy worm thing has got to stop. Okay. And then you just there talking about pull on it, play with it. It's too much.
Wait.
So,
I had a situation like that.
Got to stop. No, she said it's got to stop.
I
Like
had
it's
a
continuous.
I mean,
Like multiple people have come into this scenario to make her say, this fucking like Slim Jim ring along needs to fucking calm down.
I don't
and
know
rise
what's
up.
up.
Like
The whole Stretch Armstrong thing don't work. Like, and then you want me to put a limp noodle in my mouth and be like, oh, well, just put your mouth on it. No, I'm not gonna do that. It don't feel right. It's like pulling on bubble gum. I don't want to do it. No. Listen, so Carlicia's question. Carlicia's question is, have you dated or had sex with more than one person at the same time, and did you disclose that up front?
Hell yeah.
I do too. I mean, I don't know.
Hell yeah. And I disclose it up front. Hell yeah. This is what this situation is. Look, I'm seeing multiple people. Either accept it or not. It's simple for me. That's your choice.
Yeah.
If not, I'm going on to the next contestant.
I simply ask one question. Are we together? The answer could be yes or no. If we're not together, guess what?
I do it the fuck I want.
If we're together, we shut this down. It's me and you.
There you go.
Are we going to, however, ignore that last question? We're going to just dive by the erectile dysfunction and go straight to this? Is that what we're doing?
we're answering this question as like best we can, as like to hit it. Carlicia, you already know my answer.
Oh.
You already know.
No.
Yeah,
Why-
I'm
No.
I'm telling like all the time. The very second we're gonna be intimate, you need to know like, hey, yes, I'm intimate with other people. Yes, I'm protected. And the very second that we're together, if the stipulations are we're not gonna see anybody else, just me and you, then that's what needs to be known. That's what needs to be discussed. Don't walk into a situation thinking that somebody's gonna be for you before they're actually for you.
I say that all the time. You got gummy worm? Guess what? I gotta have backup Billy. Billy works all the
Carlicia, did we
time.
answer your question? Oh, she froze. She froze. Did we answer your question, Carlicia?
I don't see any reason to lie about that. Just tell the truth. I've always said I ain't gonna lie on my dick. Next thing he takes his 2 bags, hops off, and walks away. Can't lie on the man.
Yes in the chat.
Thank you. Now back to this erectile dysfunction thing. You need to get the dick facts before you go ahead and into that thing. You need like straight up
I
ask.
mean, I asked, and they be like,
Nah,
"Oh, I'm gonna tear it
nah.
up. I'm gonna do this,"
Hold on,
but
let
they
me
be
say this.
talking.
I'm gonna say
Dudes,
this. I'm gonna say this.
y'all be
No,
talking
I'm gonna
a
say
good
this.
game.
Women,
Y'all
y'all
talk
need to get
a lot
comfortable with each other.
of shit.
No, y'all need to get comfortable with each other and ask for dick facts. Ask for fucking. We go to jobs. You go to get a job. You ask for a letter of recommendation from your last previous work. Why don't y'all do that? Yeah, give me some references about how your dick is. Everything about it, I want to know down to the T. What you do, how you do. But also, don't be afraid when he asks the same question. Because guys, we don't care. Guys will tell another guy straight up, like, hey, yeah, dude. Hey, she be putting it down. She reads a book. She puts in work. A girl will call another girl and be like, so how does David do in bed? Bitch, why you call my phone by David? I don't talk David no more. I guarantee you I guarantee another guy will call a girl like, yo, how's Cindy in bed? Yo, this Cindy. Hit her. Changed my life. I saw God, went to church the next day. It was a Thursday. I didn't give a shit. I was like, but women, y'all just don't. That's how you avoid it. Honestly, just ask for.
I mean, I don't mind asking another female. It's gonna be up to that woman to be willing to give me that information. I don't trip if a girl call me and be like, "Yo, you messing with old boy?" I'll be like, "Yeah, how was it? Oh, it was good. You should try that." Or you can ask my girlfriends. I do this all the time. Or I'll be like, he had DDW. They be like, "What's DDW?" Dick don't work.
Dick don't work. Oh shit. Let me know the lingo right now. Let me know the lingo so I can hop in these chats.
Dicks don't work.
Figure it out.
Don't waste your time, baby.
What in all seriousness, erectile dysfunction is a thing, but sometimes you just look at the other side of it. Sometimes he could just be probably not as into you as he says. It could just be that.
I said that though. I asked the question. I was like, damn, am I too big? Am I too small? You know, you start questioning yourself as a woman.
Don't question yourself. I mean, whatever it is.
You do. You question yourself. You're questioning him. He's like, no, it's not you. And I'm like, if it's me, it's cool. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you like light skins. I'm a dark skin. Maybe you're not attracted to dark skinned women. You just trying something, and to try something is
would you be
giving
okay?
me chewing bubble gum like Stretch Armstrong.
I'm asking this. Would you be okay? Oh, she gone. But she's still here.
That was actually.
Would you be okay if he said that he's not into you?
Yes, I would be okay with that. I just want, honestly, like I'm so upfront and honest about things. Like I'm so open. I'm okay with a man saying, "Hey, I'm not feeling this or that about you." I would be cool with that. Just be honest. We're having an open dialogue at that point. Friend zone me. You think I'm a friend? Friend fucking zone me. You can't fuck me. Friend zone me. I will use my toy. I will go get with Billy up the street because he works. Don't waste my time. Because when it's time to go, it's time to go. Billy, guys, like when it's time to go for y'all, it's time to go. So like.
So you just cool if you say.
But here's my question.
You got that bone pussy. You just cool with that.
Yes. Say that shit.
You say
yo,
okay.
It ain't working for me. It ain't working. It worked for all the time.
I mean, you say you'd be okay, right? You say you'd be okay if he just says he's not that into you. But again, people look at life through the lens that they see. What makes you think he hasn't tried that before and didn't get a good response and just thinks everybody's going to respond the same way? Because not every woman has the same self-image as you to say, okay, you're not into me, that's fine. We don't have to do this. He probably said that to somebody else and she was like, 2 frying pans later, 5 stitches. The man's, I ain't doing that again. I will lie and stay alive.
But also, like, you need to have that, like, I got like clown for this with some of my friends. I was like, you gotta have that pre-game sex talk. Like, what are you into? What do you like? How do you get off? Like what really stimulates you? Like what puts you there? Like, you gotta ask that question. Like
you got
some
a lot
guys,
of women that don't want to have that conversation. You got a lot of women that run from that conversation. And an older woman told me,
I'm willing to have that conversation though. I'm super open to say, yo, like, tell me what it is that you like. I'm willing to do what you like.
You are. But your
You have to normalize it. If he's come across 40 or 50 women who aren't, by the time he gets to you, guess what? You're just like those before. I'm not going to say a thing.
Well, then he needs to go to counseling and not be messing with women. He needs to go get that. He needs to get that shit situated. If you can't get over Betty Sue and whoever else, all the girls that DMX called out in the damn song, then you don't need to be fucking. You just gotta get yourself
first off,
together.
it was Keisha, Alicia, Sharon, Nikki. No, I know words. DMX is not right. But I'm saying that if you tell a guy that he has to get over it, I'm telling you right now, I say this all the time. Good people ruin good people. So very second he has any complexities, like from experiences that he's had, and someone who's very second that, he'll take that he can do the same thing to you. Because I'm pretty sure you're gonna have experiences that you felt with another person and you haven't dealt with it, and you're gonna put it on him. Not just sexual, emotional. It goes to everything.
No, actually, I have not, because I'm at the point in my life now where I go to therapy every week. Like everybody knows, I talk about it on my lives all the time. I go to therapy every week. I'm dealing with whatever it is that I need to deal with before I move into my next situation. So the only reason why I'm okay with dating now is because I've dealt with all of that and I'm not bringing that baggage into my new relationship or my new situation with someone. So for me personally, I don't know about other women. For me personally, I did the work so that I'm able to date now. I made sure that my credit was right. I made sure that my job was good. I did all of those things before I decided to say, hey, let me jump out there and date. You know what I'm saying? So you wave me up, plant talk.
I'm going to call not a 100%, but technical bullshit on that. Because no one ever fully listen, let me tell you why. No one ever fully gets over anything because our experiences in life create who we are. What we can do is learn from it.
Wait a minute. I didn't say that I would forget. Hold on. I didn't say I would forget. I said that I would not allow that situation to stop me from fully being open to moving into a new situation or bringing up those past experiences. But I never said that I wouldn't forget. Yeah, I remember what I went through. So yeah, I'm going to be cautious whenever I move with the next person. I'm going to say, okay, well, let me be cautious about these certain situations. Let me look into this a little deeper. Let me ask more questions. Let me be more open with this person. Let me learn from my past experiences and take those and try to learn this new person. I'm actually giving this person a chance. But the minute I smell bullshit, yeah, I'm out of there. Like, no, I'm gone. But
Yeah,
yes,
because
I'm going to be still open.
I think too, because I mean, there's no sense of staying in something that you can sense that that's the same traits from something that you you have previously dealt with. So I really think that, I mean, for me, it's like if I see, my past relationship was like, oh my goodness. I mean, this is hella petty, but this is just a small example of like, oh my goodness, I ain't like how he snored in bed or smacked his food, and I get in a relationship with Tim and he's snoring and smacking. Like, there's no sense to keep repeating the same cycle. You have to like kind of stop it at some point. So I feel what you're saying, Amber. You can't keep putting yourself in the same situation. Sorry, y'all. I don't know what's going on with this. I'm so sorry. I know I have not said anything, unfortunately. But I was following everybody.
Once upon a time, there was, and could I get to happily ever after now? So I say you will remember it always, because once something gets down into your subconscious, there's always initial reactions, which is where maturity now has to kick in to see, like you said, am I going to, there's certain things, certain traits that will show up. That's an absolute no. But based on maturity, there's certain bad traits you'll see because there is no perfect person. There's certain bad traits that will show up that you might say, you know what? I might be able to work with it this time because I have this, that, and the other. And we can find a way to compromise on this. But the fact is, a trait showed up that you had an experience with before, but now you have to measure it according to experience and maturity on whether or not this bad trait is so bad that I'm going to drop it, or I can find a compromise to deal with it. You never, ever forget completely your experiences. They are there to make you who you are. And the moment you flush them out, you literally brainwash yourself to starting to be a new person. That's literally what you're going to do. You're going to have to now start off at infancy and become a whole new person because your experiences shape who you are. And our experiences in our subconscious are so subtle that even though sometimes we want to say something and mean some, we say it in a way that means all. Case in point, Amber, tonight you said, when black men get successful, they're okay with white women. I'm not like that. I'm black. You didn't say some. You said when black men. That included me, but I'm not like that.
Have you dated outside your race?
I have dated outside my race. They were not
children with women outside your race?
Hold on. As a matter of fact, remember when I said they saw the light drain from my eyes? They were less successful than me.
Okay. Some black,
See,
let me say this differently. Some black men. Let me
exactly.
correct myself. I apologize.
No,
Some
no, it's
black
not about,
men, because I'm trying
don't
to
take it
learn.
about
I'm
apologize.
learning.
What I'm saying is, it's no need to apologize. What I'm saying is, because of experiences you've seen, though you mean some, your subconscious spits it out as all. We know you mean some, but based on experiences, it just comes out as all, because that is in the base triggering based on experience. Your maturity tells you not all, but your subconscious spits out words that says all. I'm not offended by it. I'm just drawing a point at how our experiences are never fully forgotten, though we learn from them. Once it's in here, it just comes out. It's like a reflex action. It happens, then you get the chance to check yourself.
When you speak in absolutes, you're always wrong.
Yep. But we only speak in absolutes based on an experience.
Like I said, it was an accident. I'm sorry. I
Oh,
apologize to the men on the panel. I apologize to all
apologize.
men. Let me do that first. And just say that I didn't mean it that way. But I mean, when you see it, let me say some men, when I do see it, I see it in media. I don't know. I've never had an experience where a man left me for a woman of another race. I've never experienced that. So what I will say is, I've seen it with other women where guys date these women and they make more money than them, and it's an okay thing. But if I say that I'm making more money, or I mention anything about money as a black woman, it's perceived as masculine, was what I was saying. And I'm not, so that was something that just happened. That's not like, oh, in my past experience, I dated a guy and he called me masculine because I had goals. No, I was saying I made a post the other day, and in this post, this guy, or two, it was actually two guys, I felt a way about me making the post, and I felt like it was perceived as masculine, even though I wasn't trying to come out that way. I was just saying, this is what I'm looking for. I'm not saying I need a 6-figure man or all this stuff. I'm just saying I want a guy that's willing to grind the same way that I am. That's willing to hit goals like I am.
But Amber, let me say this. That kind of goes back to what the guys were saying earlier. Is that what type of man is that?
Mm-hmm.
What type of man is that? Like he has to be a little weakling or a little sourpuss or a little.
I mean, I acknowledge that. I acknowledge that in the post. I was like, yo, so I was like, so yo, like I said you were triggered by the fact that I said that, for you to even come back and say something like that. He was like, well, it don't seem like you looking for a man. Well, what the fuck else am I looking for? If I'm grinding, I'm looking for a man that's gonna grind with me. He's like, you're competing. I'm like, well, I don't think there's anything wrong with a little friendly competition, but I mean, okay, like then we're competing. I'm not trying to compete with a man. I just want to do me, and I want my man to do him.
You're not trying to compete for a man, but let me tell you something. I get that all the time. And so because we are single mothers. So therefore, if I have to work 5 or 6 jobs, and if you can't get with the program, then I don't know. I really don't know what to tell you. Unless you're going to come in and marry me and make things a lot lighter for my situation. But that's why when I hear men say, oh, I'm getting off and I'm going to my second job. Oh, well, I guess you ain't gonna have time for dating. You're done. You cut off. Because at that point, I don't get, okay, so now I'm seeing what type of guy you are. You're putting that on the forefront of the type of man that you are. And clearly if I don't hear like, oh man, I see you a hardworking woman. I see you're making sure that your household is taken care of for yourself and your 2 kids. Then if I don't hear that and I hear the other BS, then you cut off, because at that point I gotta hear. Then if you're gonna say that about me making my money and making sure that my 2 kids and these lights and all this little ragged ass internet stay on, then you can go. I'm just saying, like that's like kind of like what y'all were saying earlier, like paying attention to the small stuff. Like, is that something that I want mixed in my energy? Do I want that in my circle? Do I want that to be a part of something that I want to add? I don't need that's just pouring baggage. There's more baggage that's being put into my situation. I don't need that. If I don't hear like, yo, hit me up when you get off, let me know what your schedule is like. I know you work 2 jobs. I know you're a mother. So let me know, whenever, just let me know when you have the time. When are you free?
I had, you know, and that was another thing I was gonna say in my questions is what irritates me when men see women that work as hard, you know, work hard or whatever you're grinding, like Amber said before, and they automatically assume. That's a weak man to me. If you automatically assume and you want to court me and you didn't ask me out on a date because you hearing me say, oh, I'm at my second job, or, you know, I'm getting out one job and going to another. No, take control and say, okay, when are you free? Are you free for brunch? Are you free for lunch? Are you free for a cup of coffee? You see what I'm saying? I get men all the time that would say, oh, well, shoot, I didn't ask you out on the date because I feel like you ain't gonna have time for me. Okay, well, you're right, I don't. So good day. So that right there is that's I'm sorry, that's grounds of cut for me. That you cut off, because for you to, I had to tell him, I was like, so you really have been talking to me for X amount of time because of an assumption, because you hear me say I work 2 jobs and I'm a mom, and you just assume that I didn't have time. That's a weak, to me, I view that as like a kid. I don't want to date a kid.
Okay. I gotta like say something. Or at least we haven't had a talk in a while. I guess that's what we haven't had a talk in a while. So like, you can't always assume that it's weak-mindedness. Like, don't always assume that somebody's like weak-minded, or you have to understand, like he said before, your experiences are what make the character that you are. Like, assume first off you're insecure about something, or some things happened to you in the past that made you think this way about this type of woman or about this type of person. Let them know that you're not that type of person. Make assumptions, make an ass of you and me, that's fine, but let me clear them up. After you clear them up, if the assumption is still in his head, then leave. You have to check someone. Like, if you honestly just go by, like, you know what, you ain't trying, you ain't doing anything, peace out. Or you're not listening to me, you assumed anything, peace out. If you tell him, like, if he's like, well, I thought you were this way and you didn't want to do this, if he's upfront with you about what he thought, or he tells you, or you get the implication that he could think this, then you correct it. In the very second you correct it and he doesn't come correct after that, then he was already false. So you don't need that.
Well, see, here's the deal. Like, here's the deal. For me personally, I'm pretty sure Amber has done the same thing. Like, when you meet somebody initially, y'all in the whole little meet and greet and get to know each other, I will say, hey, you know, if you ever have, you know, whenever you're ready to kind of like hang out or whatever, like, this is, you know what I'm saying? Like, we talk about this. So that's why I'm like, how do you make that assumption after somebody has said, hey, I don't work on Sundays, I don't work Friday Eve. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, you put that out there. So I'm just
what
like,
I mean
kind of like,
assumptions always made because miscommunication. And miscommunication is always like the biggest, it leads to the biggest fuck ups in all relationships. Like, you hear something, you say something, I hear something. My brain processes it differently than what your brain processes it out to say. So I've made assumptions based off what my mind said, and I placed them on you. If I don't tell you these things and I act as such, then guess what? My assumptions were wrong and I fucked up. If you don't check me, or if you leave me after like I've come out, guess what? I've never learned from anything, and I just go off to the next relationship, making the same assumptions, being the same dumbass, and then the next woman's gonna be like, you know what? He should have known better. He should have, like, nah, because I've always been in this state. I've always thought in this state, that's how I'm gonna be. If you have, I'm sorry to say this, I'm not even trying to like compare it to anything, but if you have a dog and your dog shits on the carpet, and you don't do anything to the dog, just let shit on the carpet, it's gonna keep shitting on the carpet until one day you get home and you rub their nose in it. Then like, oh shit, this might be the wrong thing to do. But you don't get rid of the dog. You just, you know what I'm saying? You have to work at
corrected behavior.
Yes. Girl, you an ABA. You should know.
Corrected behavior. Redirected behavior.
There you go. There you go.
Anyways, I just want to apologize for my crappy internet.
Okay.
I have been following you guys, and I just, not following, but watching the whole entire time. And I just want to say, me and Amber are so grateful to have you three gentlemen on tonight. Y'all have done an amazing job.
with helping us with this panel tonight. So do not be surprised if we ask you guys again to join us. Okay.
Do I get back on a Wild Wednesday? When's Wild Wednesday? That's
Wild Wednesday. We do Wild Wednesday once a month, and we just let people come on and rant. You just talk about things that kind of like piss you off. So, yes, you should come on for Wild Wednesday.
So what we're trying to do is we are trying to get people to subscribe to our YouTube channel, y'all. Help us.
Subscribe now. If you love us, subscribe now.
So we will
Find us at I'll Drink #2 that Sip and Chat on YouTube.
all right.
So go and subscribe. Guys, thank you so much. We'll get your information so we can send you something sweet in the mailbox. We really appreciate you. We appreciate all of the viewers. Thank you so much for staying on. We were on 2 hours tonight, which is crazy. We never do 2 hours. So thank you guys for your patience. We appreciate you. We love you, and we will see you next week.
Bye, guys.
Peace out.
Bye.